of it, right, at the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like Coach Kerr did want to, and so we're talking about psychology now. Coach Kerr wanted to emphasize too, like how proud he was of the young guys because how mentally tough it is, right? Because like they're really high level picks, maybe best, like pretty close to best in class or like whatever of their year. It can be tough to watch your fellow draftees get a bunch of time and get accolades, but at the same time, like that's like a detriment. But one of the benefits of that is that you get to learn from some of the literal best players in the game, right? So I don't know, I thought this was a really interesting concept, and I don't know, I wanted to like see what you thought about this. Do you think it's worth it for these young players to like have to go through this a very difficult time where they're not playing very much at all? They don't get to like show their stuff. They can, like, it'd be anxious because it's like, I want to get my first contract as quickly as possible and get secured, right? I want to make sure like I get paid, and like I don't know, like, if I'm even gonna get playing time this year even or whatever.
Right.
But is it worth it because they're on such a good winning team, learning from like the very best players out there, right? Like literal winner, like they're the championship winners, right? So like this is what it's like, right? So I don't know. What do you think about that?
I definitely have a couple things. First of all, like it's just like kind of what we just mentioned in the Haikyuu episode where it's like take time and observe, and you'd be amazed at how much better you can get. Also, some other sport people that went through this process that had a lot of success. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, both of them back to back, like just, they got to watch. They may not play exactly the same, but when they have to literally watch and get whatever they can to be good, they learn so many different things, and
like
even things that you don't want to do.
Right, like bridging the greatness almost. Like that's kind of crazy,
and
isn't it?
if we go specifically with Golden State, I'm gonna say like they get to also play with them, but they get to understand that what it takes intangibly, this type of mindset, this type of practice, it's not just for like I don't want to dog necessarily on the T-Wolves, but like back then when Jimmy Butler went over there and he was like, y'all need me, because I mean they might have been trying to play a little bit differently. They're playing for that contract, like Adu mentioned, like some of their early players, right? And they did get their money, but they never found deep playoff run success or anything like that. And sometimes when you're not in a good environment, applies to everything, it kind of slows you down overall. And when you are put in sometimes a very special environment, you don't even realize it, but you are almost getting accelerated in a different way.
Like it's like an osmosis of like you're learning from like the best possible sources too, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
well, you're just there.
A lot of people, when you're that young, sometimes you don't always think that, and you just want to go. Like, hell, man, it took me forever sometimes too to like, maybe I had like good friends.
I'm sure they don't appreciate it right now, but I'm sure they will definitely appreciate it later. Like,
yes, at the end of their careers, like I personally am like happy as hell for them because I'm like, bro, you're getting to learn in such a good system. Like Miami Heat is another good Celtics, etc. Like a lot of these big franchises that have like already some type of belief or a core belief. Like LeBron didn't have it when he was initially in Cleveland, and when he finally went to Miami, he like figured out what it takes to be a true champion. Obviously, he had good teammates too, but like there's a mentality that goes along with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that type of intangible is priceless, I would say.
Yeah, like learning what it really takes to win is really interesting too.
And anyways, when we're talking about that first contract that you mentioned, like I've seen so many random teams, like when they were deep into a playoff run or like they may not have to played as much, but they get fat contracts sometimes too. Like I think Harrison Barnes and some other people back then, like
just being on successful teams, you're gonna get paid.
And then like because like they know and you can bring that championship pedigree. So that's your argument too. So use it. These young players got it. They won a championship with them, and they learned all that. They can literally say, "I got the skills too. Hey, sign me up."
So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Mike is on board with this philosophy, right? So this team building philosophy, where it's like, do you want to learn from like the best in the game? And the answer should be probably yes, right? Like even though like, so I think what we were trying to emphasize, he was, Steve Kerr was emphasizing, Coach Kerr was emphasizing very heavily here, is that, like, it could mentally take a toll on you, right? I think especially for, I don't remember, it might have been Kuminga especially, that had received quite a lot of public criticism from fans and analysts, kind of like he's not ready, or like, like, especially because this team is a winning team, right? So then, like, when he goes out there and makes mistakes, it's pretty obvious, right? Like, I mean, like, it's on national TV, or like, there's like a lot of people that are used to success that are watching, like, what is he doing out there, right? And it could come across as potentially embarrassing or like harmful for your career, right? Like, it might not look good, right? But like, whether or not this period of mental, like, growth, physical growth, all that, I guess, whether that's worth it, I think, I don't know, like, personally, I would say that it might be a different way to get better, right? Because, like, other people out there might be going out there and making their own mistakes, which experience is a great teacher. But like, having people, tell you what it takes to be a professional, tell you what it's like to be a winner, right? Like, what does it take, like, to win? And like, I don't know, I guess having the championship pedigree is like such a, like, that phrase again, but that championship pedigree is like such a big deal. So Mike, let's try this. Are you tilted?
I'm always tilted. Are you tilted, dude?
Dude, I'm always tilted. I'm tilted number 1, 2, 3, all the way down the line. I'm always tilted. No matter what episode, no matter what season we're on.